Welcome back everyone, this is GTA Failer. In our last video we completed the mission called Running Dog. This video is about the third sweet mission in this chain. It's called Wrong Side of the Tracks. Passing this mission awards respect and unlocks the final Big Smoke mission in this chain. That one is called Just Business. What hideous haircut are we going to start with in this episode? Well, we're going green hair, Grove Street for life. We're going to put on the Eris t-shirt, the track pants, and the black low tops, which are actually the last pair of shoes for us to purchase at Binko's. As I mentioned, the mission for this video is Wrong Side of the Tracks. We're going to watch the cutscene, and there will be a lot to unpack in that cutscene, but I'll just point out a couple of things here at this stage. First, this is going to be the second Big Smoke mission in a row where Tenpenny and Pulaski, those two corrupt cops, are leaving Big Smoke's place as CJ is getting there. So some questions about the interactions between Big Smoke and those two cops. And also, Officer Pulaski is going to be enjoying a sprunk in this cutscene. And it looks like he's smoking a joint, and then he's going to throw it at CJ like as a disrespectful kind of act. But it sure looks like there's a lot of this joint left, so quite wasteful. Hopefully Big Smoke put the rest of that joint to good use.
Hey, Carl. Keeping busy, I hope.
You know me, Officer Tenpenny.
Yeah, I know you, Carl. I know everything about you.
Don't touch me, you pig hands.
That's right, Carl. I got my eye on you.
And like I give a fuck.
We're watching you, Carl.
Motherfucker!
What was that all about, baby?
You tell me.
Oh, hell, man. They got their nose in everything. Can't shit without Tenpenny taking an interest. The hell with him.
Yeah, I guess. What's really up?
Hey, thinking of taking a little ride. 3 Deep mentioned a little something that might put us deeper in the game.
Alright, I'm down. Where to, Smoke?
Unity Station.
We'll come back to unpacking that cutscene throughout this video, but for now let's head over to Unity Station, and we're going to be trying to interrupt a drug deal, between the Los Vagos gang, which is a Mexican gang here in Los Santos, and the San Fierro Rifa, who we haven't had any interaction with, but anyway, they are another Mexican gang, but their home base is San Fierro, which is on the second island that we haven't unlocked yet.
What we looking for, Smoke?
Some Vargas cats meeting some San Fierro Reefer, cutting some kind of deal.
San Fierro? I thought northern Mexicans don't mix with Los Santos SAs.
Shit, you got me.
That look like them.
Motherfuckers clocked us. We gotta get those fools.
Get on the motorbike with Big Smoke, chase down the Vagos gang members, and take them out.
Follow that train. Get me close, CJ. I'm about to pop these fools. Roll up on them, CJ, so I can get a shot.
Keep up with the front carriage of the train so Big Smoke can shoot the Vagos gang members. So, carriage is not a word that I've ever heard used for a train. I think in the US we would just call it a train car, the front train car, or the first car of the train. Maybe carriage is a UK kind of way to talk about the train cars. This car and the two guys here on the train tracks are fixed. They always show up there. They always explode, and those two guys eat it. And then there's going to be another car coming from the right that always tries to drive through an intersection right there, and he runs into the train, but in theory it's just supposed to distract us.
Oh, fuck. Oh, coming train.
I think this mission sucks because Big Smoke is such a poor shot, and that these Vagos take way more damage to die than most NPCs, but I really do like the hazards that are built in, like the car that was on the train tracks, that oncoming train is programmed in, this guy hanging off is programmed in.
Take the high road on the right, CJ.
Here you could stay on the tracks, you'd have to navigate around that sign, and then there's also an oncoming train coming up, although it doesn't make sense that Big Smoke is going to warn us about it, given that we took the right-hand track and we're nowhere near the oncoming train.
Look the fuck out, CJ, the train!
And of course the difficulty with this mission is that we can't shoot the guys ourselves, right? We have to rely on Big Smoke because they're too high for us to do a drive-by.
Move this shit, man. I'ma ice these fools, man.
Sure you are, Big Smoke, but we will try to find a way around that restriction. Here I'm too close to the train. I didn't realize it, but I needed to be a little bit farther from the train to give Smoke an opportunity to shoot these guys, because he just takes a direct shot, like a straight line shot between him and the guy on the train, and if it happens that that straight line intersects the train, well, Big Smoke is too dumb to shoot higher. So you got to make sure you're at least a couple of feet away. Here I ran into some stuff on the right. got to be a couple feet away in order for Big Smoke to be able to reach the guys and not hit the train with his bullets. And now everyone say the Big Smoke line if you know it.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
They got away. Big Smoke has his line that is burned into my memory, and the train actually continues up to Las Venturas. It goes right through this barrier, as if the barrier didn't exist. And you'll see here that it's solid. CJ will run right into it, but if you let the train get this far, you fail. Normally, the first attempt that I show you in these videos is my vanilla attempt, and I pass, but that was my first attempt at recording footage for this video, and I failed because I did not follow the damn train. So anyway, here's what it looks like if Big Smoke kills all 3 of the Vagos. You just have to bring him back to his house, and it's an easy trip. I'll cut the rest of this, and we'll show you all the dialogue later in this video. When we move on to fail states and quirks, well, intentional fail states. So if Big Smoke dies, you fail, and let me tell you, killing Big Smoke never gets old. The wiki says that you fail if the Glendale is destroyed. So I gave myself some cheated rockets here, and I'm going to show you that this Glendale has some proofs. Proofs that were not mentioned on the wiki, and so I actually don't know how to see that fail state because I can't destroy this thing. It's explosion proof. You saw me shoot some rockets at it. It's fireproof. I'm throwing the Molotovs at it. I'll walk over here and show you that it's bulletproof, so I don't get it, gang. I don't know how to destroy this thing. Off video, I did shoot this thing and make it catch fire and explode in the driveway of Big Smoke's house, like before we come over here. But that fail state just says you failed because Big Smoke died, not because the Glendale was destroyed. So let us know in the comments if you know how to destroy that Glendale and get the fail state about the Glendale. It's fine if you ignore Big Smoke. You left Big Smoke behind, go get him. You don't fail. You can just leave him there. He's now the blue square on the map. You can just do your thing with the train here. You fail if the train gets too far away from you. Normally it gets too far ahead of you because you can't keep up with it. But you also fail if the train is too far behind you. All we had to do was follow the damn train. You lost them. Next time, keep up with the train. That is very difficult to hear given that the train is now trying to keep up with me. Look at the weapons of the Vagos floating atop the train. I mentioned that this mission is tough because we can't shoot the Vagos ourselves and we have to rely on Big Smoke and his inaccurate shooting. Well, that isn't exactly true. It turns out that we can shoot the Vagos ourselves if we're very clever. I don't know who came up with this technique. This is the speed strat that I'm going to show you here. But we owe that person a debt of gratitude, them and whoever dispersed this information, distributed it amongst the community so that it is now well known. So we just ride up here ahead of the train, and maybe you can see where we're going with this if you haven't seen this strat already, but we are going to get on top of the train and then shoot directly ourselves. I ended up jumping the gun a little bit. In theory, you're supposed to be like behind all 3 of the Vagos. Here I'm shooting the 2 guys in front of me by shooting forward, and then I'll do a drive-by to the right. And that's it, gang. So much quicker, so much more reliable because we can just shoot these guys ourselves. You got to do it quick because if you get up here to this overpass, you get knocked off. So you have to shoot them and kill them before you get to that overpass. Getting the motorbike to land on top of the train and stay on top of the train can be tricky until you've practiced it. So if you're trying this at home and you're having trouble, then feel free to do this technique instead, where you abandon the bike and instead you just hop onto the train on foot. I find that to be much simpler to do. Keep in mind, these guys take a lot of bullets. It looked like about 25 SMG rounds, and again, you got to kill all 3 of them before you get to that overpass, otherwise you get knocked off the train. I've tried ducking under the overpass, and it seems like I should fit, and sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. So you really want to try to kill all 3 of these guys before you get to the overpass. In the meantime, let's go ahead and read from the wiki for this mission. If the player fails the mission by losing the train, Big Smoke will shout, "All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ." Due to the difficulty of the mission, leading to many players failing it many times, this line became very famous among fans of the GTA series to the point of becoming an internet meme. In the open-world sandbox game Minecraft, there is a splash which reads, "Follow the train, CJ." In Red Dead Online, the name of the mission, "The Right Side of the Tracks," is a reference to this mission. Again, this one is called "The Wrong Side of the Tracks." In this screenshot from Red Dead Online, you can see the name of the mission in the top left, right below A Land of Opportunities. It says "The Right Side of the Tracks," and you can also see that phrase on top of the river near the red crosshair. This mission is referenced in the gold medal objectives for the GTA 5 mission called Derailed, where the player has to follow a train on a dirt bike. If they manage to land on top of the train on their first attempt, they will achieve the Better Than CJ objective. Reading from a wiki for a different game, one of the collectibles in that game is called a data shard or just shard. It's a readable item in Cyberpunk 2077 which can contain various forms of information including text, images, maps, schematics, audio, videos, and brain dances, whatever the heck they are. And right now you're looking at one of the data shards from Cyberpunk 2077. I won't read the whole thing, but at the top you can see archived conversation. Instead of CJ, it says JC. Instead of Big Smoke, it says Little Smoke. And then the very last line from Little Smoke.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, JC.
That was some masterful sound remixing on my part. Now I'm going to show you what happens if we kill the train driver. So it's going to be kind of hard to see him because it's really dark over there. But anyway, I'll zoom in with the sniper. And one shot is going to take him out, and you'll know that he's dead because he's going to literally fall out the train. There he is. And now we'll head over. I had visions of actually taking the train and moving it, just like driving it forward a bit and then seeing what would happen in the cutscene, but Rockstar was too smart for me. They made it so this train is locked even when the door is clearly open. It's locked on this side too, obviously, so good on the programmers for taking care of this edge case. So we'll double speed here, and then we will move on to the next phase of the mission. So what's going to happen? Well, the mission just proceeds as usual. The train drives off with no driver, and that apparently is not a problem. And I need to come clean here. This footage is actually from a separate attempt, so there is a train conductor in this particular clip, but trust me, in that previous clip where I shot him before he had a chance to start driving off, the train just drove off as normal. And now we go past the train, and my plan is to kill this different train conductor, but now at a different time. Now, the wiki says that if you kill the train conductor here, then the train will stop. But if CJ gets close to the train, then the train will accelerate again and drive off. I never found that to be the case. The train didn't stop. I did this a couple of times in recording footage here, and the train just proceeded merrily along with or without a conductor. In this clip, I gave myself some cheated rockets and found that the Vagos have no hit detection for these rockets. But even weirder is that you can see the rockets, and there's like a 1 second delay between when I fire and when you see this thing on the screen. What the hell is that? Never seen this before. If you look carefully, you can actually kind of see it like getting loaded into the rocket launcher right before you see it on the bottom of the screen flying off into space. So strange. I know that the game is not expecting you to be on the train, and the physics when you're standing on the train is weird. I guess that's what's going on here with these rockets, but that was quite odd. Coming back to the wiki for this mission, the Vagos in this mission are more durable than normal as they take nearly 4 times the shots to kill. In the beta version of the game, when chasing the train, CJ would complain that the bike wasn't built to take so much weight, and claimed that people don't call Big Smoke Big Smoke for nothing, to which Smoke angrily replies that he was born big. Also in the beta version, another objective would have been to retrieve a package from the dead Vagos. And now we get to my challenge for this mission, and many years ago I saw a speedrunner do a strat where he got the motorcycle up on top of the train, but he didn't go to the usual spot. He did some kind of crazy like parkour jump earlier than the usual platform where we get up onto the train. And I don't know that I found it, but I did see a video of Joshimus doing a jump like this, although better than me. He did it on his first try in this marathon attempt or whatever it was. So that's my challenge, is to do this other strat. Now, in theory, it should be faster because you're getting onto the train earlier, and therefore you can kill the Vagos earlier, and therefore you can end the mission earlier. But it's only faster if you can actually nail the jump. So clearly this is kind of more of a YOLO strat, right? I'm sure you can get it consistent if you practice at it. Right now you are watching my practice, and let me tell you, it took a bunch of attempts. Oh, we had it. Oh, that time we went too far, gang. Most of my attempts were too short, but that one was too far. Even though this looks like it's exactly the same clip over and over again, I promise you it's different. Like, these are all unique fails, although a bunch of them look exactly the same because we're always short. Damn it. And I know that in some of my challenges, I had a bunch of fails, but you only saw my one success. So right now you're getting a peek at how the sausage is made. I just edit these things out mostly in this video series, but here you go. Fail. Oh, that wasn't even close. We hit the wall as we were going up the stairs. Fail after fail. Come on, Smoke. We got this. We don't got this. I blame Big Smoke's big weight. This is just not fair. Oh, man, we didn't even touch the train on that one. How are we getting worse after trying this like 7 times in a row? Before we watch my best attempt at this challenge, let's rewatch part of the opening cutscene to this mission. I mentioned that there were some things to unpack. Watch for a couple of things here. First, CJ says, "Yeah, I guess," after Smoke kind of explains why these 2 corrupt cops were leaving his house yet again. And also look for Big Smoke to mention a character named 3 Deep at the end of this cutscene.
We're watching you, Carl.
Motherfucker!
What was that all about, baby?
You tell me.
Oh, hell, man. They got their nose in everything. Can't shit without Tenpenny taking an interest. The hell with him.
Yeah, I guess. What's really up?
Hey, thinking of taking a little ride. 3 Deep mentioned a little something that might put us deeper in the game.
Here's my final attempt at the challenge. It seems like CJ isn't buying what Big Smoke is saying about why these corrupt cops were in Smoke's house. And I'll remind you, in the last mission, Running Dog, we had exactly the same thing happen. CJ went to Big Smoke's house to start this mission. Tenpenny and Pulaski are coming out of Big Smoke's house at that time. CJ asks Big Smoke why these two guys were there. Big Smoke makes up some nonsense about how they're so nosy and they're trying to get information from Smoke, but he never says anything Grove Street for life, yada yada yada, and CJ says, yeah, whatever you say.
Those nosy motherfuckers won't leave me alone. Think I'm Mr. Big or something. But I don't tell them shit. For me, it's all about my homeboy Carl.
Yeah, whatever you say.
The gang is real important, CJ. You know that. You down to represent, baby?
So from my perspective, CJ thinks that something is up, but doesn't have anything concrete. And now we'll talk about 3 Deep. Remember that Big Smoke said 3 Deep gave him information that there was this drug deal happening over at Unity Station. Now I'm going to read from gta-myths.fandom.com/wiki. I'll put the direct link to this page down in the video description below. Okay, gang, this is it. We are barely on the train. We've got to kill 4 guys. I'm going to kill 3 and then slip off around the curve, but somehow it's going to be a mission pass.
Hey, let's get out of here before the cops show, man.
The wiki says sometimes the 2nd and 4th Vagos members from the front of the train mysteriously die. Maybe that's what happened here.
Was it always like this?
Was what always like this?
Always fucked up around here? Or is it because of the drugs?
What you think, man?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Yo, hey, don't ask a wise man, Frank. Ask a fool.
That's what I was doing.
Well, if you're gonna make this thing personal, I ain't speaking on it no more.
I think we got real lucky on that pass, but I'm going to take it. Now let me go ahead and read about 3 Deep from that GTA Myths website that is linked below. During the mission Wrong Side of the Tracks, Crash leader Tenpenny and Officer Pulaski are seen leaving Big Smoke's house at the same time CJ arrives. Smoke says that Tenpenny is trying to meddle in everyone's business. In this upcoming cutscene, notice how eager Smoke is to get CJ out of there.
Hey, you better clear out, CJ. I don't want those Crash fools trying to pull you into some shit.
All right, homie. You be careful with those cats. I'm gonna see you later.
Did Smoke know the cops were about to come back to continue working on Smoke's betrayal from the Grove Street gang? Let's go back to reading from that GTA Myth website about the real reason that those corrupt cops were at Smoke's house at the start of this mission. However, in reality, Crash, that's the corrupt cop organization that Tenpenny and Pulaski are part of, was planning their drug trade with Big Smoke as part of his betrayal alliance against Grove Street. Now we'll talk about this mystery character 3 Deep. Reading again from this page, there are 2 opinions regarding 3 Deep. Number 1, it is generally believed that 3 Deep is an unseen member of Grove Street who tipped Big Smoke off with this information about the Vagos. This is the widely accepted version of 3 Deep. Number 2, some gamers believe that 3 Deep refers to Crash members Tenpenny, Pulaski, and Hernandez. So we've seen Tenpenny and Pulaski several times. Officer Hernandez is a 3rd member of the Crash unit. We saw him in the very opening cutscene of the game. Players who believe in this theory say that this act, where we're chasing down and shooting the Vagos, was carried out not for the benefit of Grove Street, as Big Smoke says, but actually on the orders of Tenpenny. If you have any thoughts on the mission Wrong Side of the Tracks, feel free to share in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and all you had to do was follow the damn train.